Hey, how's everybody doing? My name is Tyson Goff, and I'm president and founder of Paradigm Transformations Incorporated and VitalPerformanceGear.com. I'm getting ready to go on a recovery run right now, and I just wanted to share with you guys how I know that it's a recovery run. Recovery run is done in the aerobic zone below my maximum aerobic function heart rate, my MAF heart rate. That's the line between my zone number 2 and 3, specifically determined for my metabolism by this thing I'm wearing under my shirt. It's another shirt, in fact. It's called Ambiotex Vital Shirt, and I'm going to break it down for you in the video and how it can help you eliminate all confusion about heart rate training zones and individual anaerobic threshold. I'll talk to you soon. Today, we're talking about heart rate zone training methodologies, the one problem that they all have in common, and how to fix it. Maffetone Method, 80-20 running. Any heart rate training zone article in Runner's World, Global Triathalon News, Cycling Weekly, and many more. They all come upon a certain challenge, and that is determining for any individual in a broad population their specific heart rate training zones, and that's what we've solved. Now there is all kinds of different ways to figure that out using math formulas or online calculators, and they all come from some sort of arbitrary number like 220 minus your age equals your maximum heart rate, and then you can determine your percentage basis zones below that, so like 90%, 80%, 70%, and so on of your max. But that max was not for you. That was an arbitrary number of 220 minus your age. So therefore anybody who's age 45 would have the exact same metabolic rate, and that's terribly inaccurate. Even the Maffetone method, which has a more sophisticated calculation to find out your training zones, uses an arbitrary number and then subjective adjustments. So it says use 180 minus your age instead of 220, and then it has you add 5 or 10 beats or subtract 5 or 10 beats for things based on if you think that you're more fit or less fit, or if you're recovering from an injury and stuff like that. So it attempts to improve on the formula basis, but it is still based on guesses. To get truly accurate data for any given individual, one must go get tested specifically. A blood lactate test at a sports lab with clinical protocols is usually how they do that, and they actually draw blood during a step test in order to determine what a person's heart and metabolism is doing at certain exercise intensities. This all determines a person's individual anaerobic threshold, or lactate threshold, sometimes called lactate threshold heart rate, and some other different interchangeable terms, which are kind of confusing, but they all mean the same thing, and it's the point where you begin to accumulate blood lactate more quicker than you can clear it, and you cannot go faster or further for very much longer. Once you know your individual anaerobic threshold, that becomes the cornerstone for proper training structure, and an individual's personalized heart rate zones can be extrapolated from that known piece of data. But there's a new way now. Ambiotex wearable technology is scientifically and clinically validated by the Fraunhofer Institute of Germany to provide an individual's anaerobic threshold to within 3 beats per minute of a blood lactate test. It's not necessary to have your blood drawn. You don't have to go to a lab. You don't have to pay a subscription, and you can retest these levels whenever you deem necessary using the free app that comes with the purchase of the Ambiotex Vital Shirt and Tech Unit called a starter kit. You perform a guided step test on a treadmill or a cycle, which are 2 different proprietary tests, and that determines for you your individual anaerobic threshold for running or cycling and the associated heart rate zones that go with it. Those results are delivered within 5 minutes to your app on the smartphone, and then those training zones are overlaid into any tracked activity from that point on until you retest again, and your new levels are then overlaid from that point on. The best part about this is that we don't have to wonder if we've got it right anymore. No more doing a bunch of calculations and thinking maybe I'm training right. This is a metabolic test that tells you specifically for your body if you are in the proper zone and what those zones are for you. This can give us confidence, the confidence to go forth in our training and really give it our all, and know that we're in the right zone and go for the proper amount of time, and then be confident that we're going to get the metabolic adaptation that we were looking for. Maffetone method users are always looking for their MAF number, and that is defined specifically with Ambiotex technology as the line between your zone 2 and 3 boundary after you've done the test. That is your maximum aerobic function number. And the zone below that, zone 2, in what Ambiotex gives you, is your aerobic zone, the one that you want to do your MAF training in. And as a massive bonus, Ambiotex users enjoy subscription-free heart rate variability stress monitoring. There is a proprietary test that has you sit down for 5 minutes and can determine the stress on your central nervous system, your autonomic nervous system, between your sympathetic and parasympathetic branches. And this can tell you if you're overtraining or undertraining and help guide your exercise structure to get the most benefit for you personally. It's another way to personalize your training, all from one system in ambiotex. Go ahead and follow us at vitalperformancegear.com or click any one of the links to check out the product page where there's some description, some more videos that you can check out, satisfy your curiosity about this new brand, and we're happy to answer any questions. Jump on over to our Vital Performance group. It's a Facebook group that we've set up so that people can begin to understand what this data means and how to use it, since it's becoming more and more accessible. So we hope we see you there.